Once again, Melissa Bachman is drawn to magnificent Prince of Wales Island.
Well, we just arrived in Ketchikan, loaded up the float plane, and we're getting ready to head out. Now, I'm super excited. Prince of Wales is one of my favorite places to bear hunt in the whole world, and now we're getting ready to head out to the tent camp, and I can't wait.
Melissa Bachman's solo black bear adventure is about to begin as she climbs into her float plane in Ketchikan and flies to a remote encampment on the island. Once off the plane, Melissa is on her own, isolated from the rest of the world.
Well, our float plane just took off and I'm up here in the middle of Alaska. Now, this is probably my favorite hunt of the year, and well, it's my 4th time up here. I've had incredible luck predator calling bear in, and I'm gonna try it again. The cool thing is there's nobody around. I've got a kayak up here, I've got another boat, I'm in a tent camp, no communication of any sort, but I'm hoping there's a ton of big bear out there.
Melissa Bachman pushes off from shore to begin her black bear hunt. It takes only a short time for Melissa to spot her first bear. Now it's going to be one-on-one for Melissa and an unpredictable and menacing predator.
Black bears can be an extremely aggressive animal, and on this hunt, I would be predator calling. So if you find one that might have that much aggression in them, well, by predator calling, you're gonna bring that out. And the other thing is, I'm the bait. I'm the predator call, I'm the one who's moving, and I'm the one that bear will be locked into. So you really have to be careful, because this can turn into an extremely dangerous situation in an instant.
The predator call emulates the sound of a fawn in distress, used to catch the attention of a dominant boar and make him believe another bear is having lunch, a lunch that the boar wants to take for his own.
Well, we just had a bear up the shore not very far, but he already busted up. Now, the good thing about this place, well, you got a lot of shoreline right now at low tide. The bad thing, this makes it extremely difficult to stalk. Everything on this beach is noisy. You've got clamshells that are making noise, you've got mussels here, and if you want to look for things that seem to be quiet, well, you might find some kelp, but that's a bad idea because they pop and make extra noise. You get on an entire area of them, they're popping, you've got everything making noise, and it really makes these stalks tough. Not to mention the wind is all over the place. When we started this stalk, the wind is perfect. I bet it switched at least 3 times. Now we've got a wind going straight down the shore. Just a minute ago, it was the other direction. So I'm almost to the point where I'm thinking about putting flagging tape in some of the coves. That way I know exactly what the wind is doing where the bears are at. Hard part is I have no idea what grass flat they're gonna come out to, but well, now we got a wind going a little bit the other way. Very typical up here, really tough hunting. Anytime you're spot and stalk hunting, it's tough, but with shorelines like this, it makes it nearly impossible to stalk these bears. They can hear and smell everything, including me.
North America's most dangerous bear is the black. In the last decade, fatal attacks by black bears have significantly outnumbered those by browns.
A long time ago, I was hunting up in the northern part of Vancouver Island, hunting on an estuary, and we were moving in on a black bear, and he was laying in the sedge grass there, and we could only see part of him. And so I lined the hunter up. I said, "Get ready. When he gets up, take your shot." And the bear got up on just 2 legs, just on his front legs, and the hunter shot. So he shot a little early, didn't let the bear stand up. He ended up gut shooting the bear. You know, with a gut shot bear, you could sit days for that bear to die out. So we had to go in after him. So we followed the bear for probably 100 yards, and then we got into a big chunk of windfalls. Finally, we got through the windfalls, and we got into on the west coast of the island. There's a lot of real thick salal. It's about 4 or 5 feet high, and the bears have to use tunnels to go through them. And their tunnels are about 3 feet high. So the only way you can move through them is on your hands and knees. So we could see the trail went into this tunnel. So got down our hands and knees, and you kind of slide your gun along, and you crawl some more, and you slide your gun along, and we're following this bear and little bits of this and that, and followed for about another 100 yards. So we'd been tracking this bear for probably about 250 yards, and finally we got to a place where we could stand up a little bit. So just got up and was kind of stretching my back a little bit, trying to shake it off, and suddenly I turned, and the bear was charging. And it came busting out of the bush so fast that I couldn't swing my gun. The bear leaped, and I could see the bear going for my face. That was the one thing I remember the most. So the bear jumped and got up on top of me, and I was holding it off with my gun, and clawed me across the face and clawed me across the chest, and I was holding it like this. And then the bear dropped to the ground, and it went back down the tunnel we had just come out of. So, the adrenaline was pumping, so I dropped down to my hands and knees, and I grabbed my gun, and I went after the bear as fast as I could on my hands and knees down the tunnel. And I could see the bear in front of me, and I was going fast, and he was going fast. And suddenly the bear took a left turn and went up a side tunnel, and I grabbed my hunter, and we just kept going straight and didn't go after the bear for a little bit. And then we sat down, thought it through a little bit, and then we went back in after the bear, and we ended up finding it dead up the trail about another 300 yards.
Now that bear is just around this corner, so I'm going to try to get to the corner and make my plan from there. The thing is, I've never been in this bay when the water is so low. The tide's at completely low tide right now, so I'm going to try to get around, see what I've got for terrain, see what new terrain is here, and then try to make my stock. This bear is huge. I'm so out of breath from blowing that predator call. Oh my gosh, he wasn't gonna turn. I can't even breathe right now, and I'm not sure if it's from shaking. I'm telling you, that comes down to you better make the shot or he's coming after you. I felt I had a little security with this log, but that's not enough. Now that's the kind of blood trail Rage makes. Almost a foot wide. And you know what? I think I can see the bear right up here. Look at this beautiful bear. All I could see when this guy was coming in is this spot right on his head. The more I called, the more he came. And I didn't want to quit because I was afraid he may stop as well. But I was getting out of breath and I knew I had to make a shot. I was locked in at 30, and by the time this bear finally decided to kind of slow down a bit, he was at 18 yards. These guys don't turn. They're looking at you for lunch.